Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? What's up, Steam Deck fans? Steam Deck Tribe, Steam Deck Nation, Steam Deck Universe, Steam Deck World, Steam Deck Legion, what's good? Steam Deck Mob, what's happening? And the Steam Deck Squad, what's up? And let's not forget about you Steam Deck nerds and geeks. And we got a new one now, the Steam Deck Investigators. Let's see your play here. Listen to this. I got a nice little article here. It says Steam Deck users discover new hardware revision. I'm gonna call those Steam Deck users that discovered a hardware revision the Steam Deck Investigators, man. Anyway, listen to this. It says here, and let's not forget the Steam Deck rollers. Anyway, says here, some new owners of the Steam Deck discovered that they receive an entire new hardware revision of the device with revamped cooling solution. See? Told you Valve was busy. Anyway, says here, Valve appeared to be working on some stealthy changes for the Steam Deck internal hardware layout and cooling, according to some users, without any fanfare whatsoever. Valve seems to have started changing the internal of its handheld gaming PC, but eagle eye users have already realized that something may be up on that front. While Valve did explain that there's no Steam Deck 2 on the horizon at this time, this decision doesn't seem to include a number of relatively stealthy changes that are already being deployed for new owners of the device, though it's unlikely that these changes will lead to substantial changes in the game performance. They may yet prove interesting for a whole different set of reasons. Yep. Valve try to be like try to be like how ninjas do it. You know what I mean? We don't talk, man. We just give you results. Anyway, says here, Steam Deck users have discovered that Valve has begun shipping a new, seemingly region-specific variant of its handheld gaming PC. All the differences are internal. It's worth pointing out on some examples, including a slight redesign of the motherboard, of a new fan, a different heatsink setup, and substantially altered EMI, meaning electromagnetic interference. Anyway, shield. What particular noteworthy, however, is that even though this variation of the device hadn't been spotted yet, it appears it have an early revision number than the device that had been previously sold. At this time, it's not immediately apparent whether this variant of the device is the realized version of an earlier design document or not. It's possible that Valve may have had to put it into action to accommodate new part suppliers. Whatever the case may be, some users may discover that the altered EMI shield looks nicer than it did in the older decks. This may come in handy for various transparent third-party Steam Deck shells that are available on the market in particular. Says here, then it shows a picture here from Twitter. Says here, the availability of a new fan is curious too. Up until now, Deck users had a chance to receive one of the two fan versions, one of which was more prone to high-pitch whistling under the heavy load. The new revision of the fan is, of course, a far cry for some of the loftier projects like the piezoelectric cooling solution for the Steam Deck, but it's possible that it end up being more performant than the two older version end up being. Keeping all of the above in mind, it's worth pointing out that it's highly unlikely that Valve is looking to massively change how the deck hardware functions. Instead, the goal is to keep improving the device software and the list changes for the new hardware revision of the device should deliver performance equivalents to that of the previous revision. Still, software improvements are plenty, exciting on their own, as one of the future upgrades promise to improve storage space availability on the Steam Deck, for example. And what do we got? Whoops. That's the end of the article. Well, look, Valve is not sitting around. Valve is not sitting down or sitting around and not doing anything. They are moving. They know, based from the time the Steam Deck came out, and based on the demands and the feedbacks they were getting, they know they have to make improvements, and they know they have to step their game up, because there are competitors out there, so they can't rest their morals just on old hardware. They have to come out with new hardware. So a Steam Deck revision, if that's what they're up to, fine. So be it, But a revision is needed, So they're also making changes to the Steam Deck based on this article to improve the performance. It's the performance of to improve the performance of the Steam Deck. So they're busy, man. They're coming up with, they're doing research, and they're seeing what the market is up to, who are their competitors, what they're bringing to the table, and they're gathering all that information, and they're going to turn it into something. So if this is the case, if that's the case with these newer models of the Steam Deck versus the older model, so be it. They're having success with the Steam Deck, so they can't go back to they can't go back to the older ways of doing things. Those ways are dead. They got to stay with the Steam Deck and going forward. So if they're working on a newer model, okay, fine. I have no problem with it. Keep moving, because you got to keep up with the demands, And as video games gets very demanding, day by day, week by week, month by month, you have to make changes. You can't sit on the older version and then thinking that's it. You got to keep moving. So if that's what they're up to, keep moving, Valve. Keep moving. But these Steam Deck investigators, man, they love tech. So they probably were researching they probably had the older model, and they were researching to see what's new between the older model and the newer model, and they noticed they noticed some changes. So these Steam Deck investigators, man, they're on it. Whatever changes come to the Steam Deck, they're looking for it, and they're comparing it to the first model, and then go from there. But other than that, man, Valve, video games are so demanding, man. They're very demanding, and you have to come out with new hardware to keep up with the demands of video games. And CPU power matters, GPU power matters, APU that acts as a CPU and GPU, and RAM matters, man. Plus storage. So these games are getting very demanding, man. So Valve knows that they cannot sit on their like their old morals, like sit on the first version of the Steam Deck and be like, oh, that's it. Nah, they got to keep moving with it, man. So all I can say to Valve is this: keep up the good work and keep moving. You're having success with the Steam Deck. Keep moving and don't go backwards. So yeah, but a newer version of the Steam Deck, oh yeah, sounds good. A Steam Deck revision, cool. Now that you got the Asus, the OXO, the ANEO, the GPD, the One X, they're coming with their newer versions of their handheld. So Valve have to match them. speed for speed, stride for strides, tempo for tempo, blow for blow. So yeah, um, Valve has to. They have to keep moving, man, with this Steam Deck, man. New updates. Because every time they come out with every time they come out with new updates, you know, those new updates, the OS is already running on CPU and GPU and RAM, but then the new update comes in. It's like, okay, I need this amount of RAM to run. I need this. I need this. I need that. You know, so yeah. So they have to come out with new hardware, man. They have to, you know, and keep moving. They can't. Valve cannot become stagnant. They cannot become stagnant with the Steam Deck. They can't become stagnant with the Steam Deck. So they have to keep moving. They have to, you know, and to stay on top of things, you know. So this is good. This is good news to hear that they're making changes to their hardware. So, you know, consistency is the name of the game in this video game market. You know, you have to be consistent. You know, so you cannot settle for you cannot settle. You have to stay consistent and keep pushing. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars Star Trek thing for Dark Side. Go. Peace.